Hey Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now. And today, let's get to the latest Eagles news and rumors. A lot of injury news, a lot of bad injury news, and we got to break it all down today. My goodness, just one after another here. Every single week, there's a new player going to IR. How about two new ones today? We'll start with the big one. Dallas Goedert on IR with that fracture in his left ankle. He is guaranteed to miss at least the next couple of weeks. Now, a lot of people are asking me, Thomas, what's the difference between IR and IR, because there seem to be two different IRs, right? Brandon Brooks is on IR. He's done for the entire year. And then there's Dallas Goedert now, who's on short-term IR. So again, one IR, you're done for the full year. You cannot come back really at any time. And then short-term IR, where you have to be out at least 3 weeks. And that's what it is right now with Dallas Goedert. So Goedert will be out at least the next 3 weeks. It could be a lot longer. And it's tough because right now, Dallas Goedert's the leading receiver on the Eagles. You heard that right. With all the injuries they've had, the struggles at wide receiver, I mean, no wide receiver's been good this year so far. Dallas Goedert has been the leading receiver so far on this football team. The good news is that the Eagles still have Zach Ertz, and so Ertz, of course, will be reliable, and he'll be there and available on Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers. But right now, losing the combination of Goedert and what he brings with Zach Ertz together is a tough blow for the Eagle offense because, as we've seen, both of them on the football field at the same time is a scary combination. But at least they still have one tight end so far in the mix. They went out and signed a new tight end, if you want to call Hakeem Butler a tight end. A lot of people will say, wait, the Hakeem Butler who was drafted a couple of years ago to be a wide receiver in Arizona? Yes, that one. So just quickly here on Hakeem Butler, who they signed to their 53-man roster just the other day to replace Goedert so far. Butler's a wide receiver who's massive. I mean, he's a beast overall in his size, supposed to be an absolute jump ball threat. Problem is he broke his hand his rookie year and then was cut a year later. He was signed 11 days ago by the Panthers practice squad, and then subsequently, because he's a practice squad player, not protected, the Eagles went out and just poached him from the practice squad, signed him onto their active roster. So they have some depth now at tight end. The odds of Butler actually doing anything or producing anything are very, very slim, but he's obviously there in case of a worst-case scenario in terms of having both Goedert and Ertz be injured at the exact same time. Not to be outdone, the Eagles added another player on IR, and that was just a couple hours ago based on the time of this filming here on a Wednesday morning. Jalen Reagor has been officially placed on injured reserve. Short term, though. So again, same scenario as Dallas Goedert. He has the whole hand injury, similar to what Drew Brees had last year, where Brees missed 5 games. Reagor has been placed on IR, and so he will be out for at least the next couple of weeks, and in terms of the next 3 weeks, because that's, again, how short-term IR works. It's a tough overall blow for the offense. I think Reagor, despite the fact that he didn't do much up to this point, and he didn't play a lot because of the injuries, he had that one explosive catch for 50 yards that showed just kind of what Reagor is able to do when he gets the football in his hands. And now we got to wait, potentially 3, 4, 5 games now just to be able to see him get back out on the football field. And the bad news for Philadelphia is that they're losing both Goedert and Jalen Reagor during a very tough part of the schedule. I mean, at the 49ers, at the Steelers, Ravens, and then an easy one against the Giants before the Sunday night matchup against the Dallas Cowboys there in Week 8. So really, if you want to go by the next 3 games, the Giants on the 22nd makes a lot of sense for both Goedert and for Reagor to come back. But if they need an extra time, then maybe the Week 8 matchup against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football could make a lot of sense at the same time. So there's your injury update. It's not good. I guess it could be worse, like they could be done for the year. And so, look on the bright side here. But 2 more offensive weapons leaves Carson Wentz in very similar December 2019 scenarios where he's throwing to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Greg Ward, and a bunch of nobodies at wide receiver. Despite his struggles, he needs some help out there, and losing these 2 guys is not going to cut it. Let me know down below at the pinned comment, who's the bigger loss? Is it Reagor or is it Goedert? Because I'm torn here, because Goedert seems to be his favorite weapon this year, but Reagor adds some explosiveness at wide receiver. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Which is a bigger loss, Reagor or Goedert? The pinned comment down below. Moving on, how about some positive wide receiver news? We'll call it positive because it's not necessarily a positive, but the Eagles have officially activated Quez Watkins off of his injured reserve. Remember, Watkins, of course, has not played yet so far this season. He was activated yesterday, which means the Eagles have 21 days to decide if they want to put him on the roster or if they want to send him back to IR. So it's kind of this testing period where Watkins now comes back on the practice field. They work him up to being able to play, and then hopefully over the next couple of days or weeks, they activate him officially, and then he can go ahead and play on the offense. Just another option there who could add a spark potentially for Carson Wentz in an offense that has been anemic so far up to this point. They need somebody to step up at wide receiver. I'm not saying Quez Watkins is going to go ahead and do that, but they need someone to go ahead and play well, because as you look at the Eagles depth chart, I have no clue who the best wide receiver on this team is right now. I mean, you want to argue Alshon Jeffrey? Is it Jackson? Is that somebody else? Let me know what you guys think. I'm actually curious. Best wide receiver on the team right now. I want to see what you guys think in the comments section, but Watkins could add another body in there that maybe could pop. Now, here's the deal. The problem with this is that Watkins is a sixth-round draft pick, and so the odds of him popping are not that high, but still, any help the Eagles can get would be appreciated. Here was the Eagles.com official report on Watkins, kind of explaining the whole technical difficulties they have with the 21-day waiting period. Quote, the Eagles have 21 days from now, and technically they have until December 22nd, blah, 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 to determine whether or not to add Watkins to the active roster or keep him on injury reserve for the remainder of the season. Watkins can also be added to the active roster at any point before October 20 deadline, as long as there's an open spot. And right now, with Reagor being down and obviously Dallas Goedert being down, there are open spots on the roster to be had by Quez Watkins. He's a big play guy, he's a tall guy, he's a speed guy, he's a deep threat guy, but again, there's a reason he was a sixth-round draft pick in the National Football League. But even though he is not expected to do much, it's probably going to be more than J.J. Whiteside. Whiteside does nothing. He's done absolutely nothing so far this year. 0 catches on the season. You look at the Eagles' wide receiver depth chart, any help they can get would be crucial, and Watkins is hopefully a guy that can just be slid right in there and get some reps right now with Carson Wentz to be able to produce from a wide receiver perspective. Quick note here, John Hightower, who is supposed to be better than Watkins, drafted around before him, he's been a non-factor so far this season, so no proof that Watkins is going to be there anyway. But still, it'd be nice to just have a little bit of help because the Eagles need some wins. Speaking of help right now, you guys need help on your betting? You need help on your sports betting right now? Well, we have some help for you guys coming. Chatsports.com/EaglesBet. Promo code is Eagles125. You get a 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up. So brand new partner here. Again, chatsports.com/EaglesBet. You go ahead and put $100 down, and then they change that and upgrade it to $225 when you use our promo code, the special one just for you, Eagles125. So just put that link down below. You can bet for the Eagles or against the Eagles. Either way, but at the same time, it would be a fantastic opportunity to make some money and bet on the Eagles at the exact same time. Chatsports.com/EaglesBet, promo code Eagles125. Moving on here to our final topic of the day, and this has to do with a conversation we've seen over the past couple of days. I'm kind of tired of it, but it's benching Carson Wentz. So there's some Eagle fans out there, and people in the national media think benching Carson Wentz is the right option right now in Philadelphia. Now, this is ridiculous, and to further back this up, Doug Pederson was asked about it on Monday on 94 WIP, and he backed up the idea that this is absolute lunacy. Benching Carson Wentz is easily the dumbest idea anyone has had so far this year. I'll explain exactly what I mean by this in a second, but first, if they were to make a move, or they were to bench Carson Wentz, or they were to do something crazy, make sure you guys are subbed, because we do these videos almost every single day, and we get you guys covered on the latest Eagle news and rumors. Here was Doug Pederson on 94 WIP on Monday, when asked specifically 3 games in if he should bench his franchise quarterback. Quote, you don't go there. And that's a knee-jerk reaction. That's a reaction to things that sometimes are the aura that's out there, right? That's not what we believe internally, and we're going to continue to get better. Carson's our quarterback. We're going to continue to fix. He's going to get it fixed. We got a long, listen, we only half game out of first place, for goodness sake. I'm not denying that Carson Wentz has struggled this year. These are some of the worst quarterback numbers in the National Football League right now. He's throwing 2 picks a game. I mean, he's been very, very bad. But benching Carson Wentz 3 games in when you're 0-2-1 makes absolutely no sense and benefits nobody, because either you bring in a guy like Jalen Hurts and he balls out, and then you have a lame duck quarterback in Carson Wentz, or he stinks, then you got to bring Carson Wentz back in, and that's a total mess and a recipe for disaster. You don't bench Carson Wentz because of the NFC East standings you see on your screen right now. They're half a game back. If they win on Sunday and Washington loses and Dallas loses to Cleveland, they will be tied for first place in the National Football League in the NFC East. I mean, this is ridiculous. You don't bench him yet. They're going to figure it out. They're going to get it going. They've had a lot of injuries. Wentz has to figure out his accuracy problems and his decision-making problems, but he can do that. He's done it in the past. I think he will do it again. It makes no sense to go ahead and bench Carson Wentz. I wouldn't do it, and it's good to see Doug Pederson backing up that narrative. If you want Carson Wentz benched, you're absolutely crazy. Now, I don't want to ask this question, but apparently I have to. Is it Jalen Hurts time? Like, are you really that guy? If you are, I guess type Y down below for yes. If not, type N down below for no. Just ridiculous. I mean, come on. It's not Jalen Hurts time at all. But if you agree, then type Y. If not, then type N down below. There you go. All the latest Eagle news and rumors. Again, wanted to get you guys the latest IR updates for both Goedert and Reagor. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Plenty more upcoming in the days and weeks to come. For Philadelphia Eagles Now, I'm your host, Thomas Mott, signing off for the rest of your day.